Hi everybody, welcome to
Hey,
Magic
guys.
Treehouse. It's so good to see you. This has been a fun book to read, hasn't
Yes,
it?
I really loved it.
I really did too. It was kind of scary in parts.
Yes, it made me uncomfortable a lot.
Me too, me too. But Jack and Annie always come out on top. They
Mhm.
always do the very best thing and make the right choices.
Oh yeah, they're
I love
super
that.
brave
They
kids,
are
that's for sure,
so
right?
brave.
Yeah,
I'm not sure at that age if I would have been that brave.
no, it's,
No.
one thing that I loved at the beginning, right when they were finding out about the rainforest is how nervous Annie was and how excited Jack was.
And that's not normally the case.
No, yeah, usually she's the one that's ready to jump right in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was really fun for them to kind of switch.
Yes, switch roles.
Uh-huh,
I like that too.
yeah.
So where did it take place then? Let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they went right to the rainforest and they were in the Amazon, right?
They were, and they have so many adventures.
Yes.
Let's talk about their adventures just a little.
Yeah, there were a lot of animals in this, right? And Annie had Peanut with her the whole time. And, there were so many things, crocodiles, monkeys, ants, those ants were scary.
Yes, yes, yes. And I've done some research, just a little bit of research on the Amazon and on the rainforest, and I just think it's so interesting because it's not like anything we know here.
Right.
It's so different than what we have here in our little town of Hiram or even in Utah. Some things are the same,
Uh-huh.
but there's a lot of things that are different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part?
My favorite part, I would say, is when Annie was playing with the baby jaguar. And she was asking, what is this? And Jack always has the book ready to look up and see and figured out it was a jaguar and it was not something that you'd want to play with. And usually when there's a baby, there's a mom nearby, right?
Yes, yes, that's why we don't play with baby bears.
Yes.
Or almost
So-
maybe anything away from its mom.
Yes, not a good idea. Super cute, not a good idea. So I loved that the mom appeared and it would just kind of, the monkey thankfully came in to save the day and grabbed the mom's tail and distracted her. I thought that was really fun. Smart monkey, right?
Just in the nick of time.
Yes.
Comes in.
Oh, yeah. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was actually when they first landed in the rainforest, and I just want to go over that just a little bit with you. And the different layers of the rainforest, I thought that was so
Yes.
neat. And Annie was climbing out the window. Do you remember that part?
Yes,
And
sticking her
Jack-
leg out, right?
Jack had read the different layers of the rainforest, so he grabbed her and pulled her back in. He says, no. So the rainforest actually has the three different areas. It has the canopy, but that's at the very top, and that's where Jack and Annie landed. And that's where, it's like a big giant umbrella that covers the whole rainforest.
It's so cool.
It is. And most of the time, the canopy is more than 100 feet above the ground, which is
Can't
amazing.
imagine, yeah.
And then there are some trees that come up that grow above the canopy, and those are called emergent. So they just kind of poke through the canopy and they grow taller that way, which is kind
Wow,
of neat.
yeah.
The canopy is very noisy because most of the birds live there, and they talk back and forth and they chatter and they make noise and fly around. And many animals actually live their whole life there in the canopy without ever touching the
Wow.
ground. I know, that's
Wow,
so
that's
neat.
amazing.
And we don't have a rainforest here, so it's really neat to try and imagine that in your minds. And then in between the canopy and the forest floor, it's called the understory, right there. And it's dark and scary there because it doesn't get a lot of light. Light doesn't filter through. And it's home to wild cats, bats, owls, monkeys, snakes, and lizards.
Oof.
And then the forest floor, of course, that's the bottom layer of the rainforest. It's really dark and very quiet there.
I bet.
Yes. And it's covered with rotting leaves, ferns, and bushes, and jaguars, snakes, insects, and spiders live there.
Wow.
Ooh.
I bet it's a really moist kind of place with that, just holding in like the moisture with all the different layers.
It really is. It has its own system there
Yeah,
that it
it's
survives
pretty cool.
on. It is very cool. And the little bit of information we're going to actually send to you guys is that the rainforest gets lots and lots of rain. At least 6 feet per year. I'm
Oh my
only
gosh.
5'2", so
Wow.
it gets more than me. And
Yes.
some get as much as 30 feet of rain
Mhm.
per year. That's a ton.
Yeah.
It's very high humidity, which means that there's a lot of moisture in the air, like you were
Mhm.
saying. and it's very warm, and there's not really a lot of difference between summer and winter, like we have here. It's kind of cold today, maybe 36 degrees or so,
Mhm.
but then in the summer it could be closer to 100 degrees
Wow.
here. So there's not a lot of difference between
Yes.
summer and winter there.
Interesting.
And then one more fact, it's just as alive at night as it is during the day.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of creatures that live in the rainforest that are nocturnal. And nocturnal means they are creatures that come out only after the sun goes down.
Yes, do you remember one of the ones in the book?
Let's see, what was one of the ones in the book?
The vampire bat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I could have a camp out in a rainforest and feel okay about it. What do you think?
I don't think I could either.
Ooh, creepy.
I would always be like this,
Yes.
every little noise I hear.
And we would hear noises, right?
We would hear noises,
Yeah.
yes. So creepy parts, what's the
Yes.
creepy part? that we're
Okay,
talking about?
so the one part, I mean, there were quite a few actually, but one part that I liked that I just can't even imagine happening to me was when they were in the canoe and they were going down, was it a river? I guess
It was the Amazon.
Yeah, the Amazon. You're right.
Mhm.
It was the Amazon River, and Jack was trying to grab vines, and he pulled one, and it fell down, and it ended up being a snake. I just can't even imagine. Oh, thankfully the snake swam off, but
Mhm.
I can't imagine grabbing a snake on accident.
Oh, I can't either.
Ooh.
I can't either. Another
Yeah,
creepy part
yeah,
too.
what was yours?
Where the army ants came.
Yes.
Oh,
And it said
no.
did it say millions, billions?
Yes,
I mean,
yes. So
that wasn't a couple
many.
ants.
No, not a couple of ants. No, there were a lot of them, and I think they're bigger and they're pretty vicious.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Scary.
and I just don't love ants at all.
no. Oh,
Yes, I'm not a bug lover
No,
too much, but I
me
think they're
either.
neat and they're essential.
yes.
You know, because somebody has to eat them, and they have to eat certain things, and
Yes.
they move things from place to place. So,
Yes.
Yes. So-
Just, yeah.
Yeah. Should we play a little game?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
great.
Let's play
do.
thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay.
So I want you to put your thumb up if you think this is an animal that you find only in the rainforest.
Awesome.
Okay, are you ready? How about a gecko? Thumbs up or thumbs down? So mine's gonna start this way. A gecko.
Only in the rainforest.
Only in the rainforest or not? No. Geckos are found actually on all the continents except Antarctica.
Wow.
Yes. And they've adapted to rainforests and deserts and mountains, and their skin is camouflaged. And I think you all know what camouflage is. So their skin looks like rocks and dirt.
That's so cool.
That is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so what about crocodiles? Do they live just in the rainforest, or do they live in different places? They live in different places. Not around here, though. I've never
Yes,
seen a
thankfully.
crocodile here. Yes,
Thankfully, we're safe.
Because crocodiles can disguise themselves. They look like big rocks.
Yes.
Ooh.
Didn't the crocodile look like a log or something
Mhm.
in the book? Did that?
Mhm. Yes.
Yes.
But I see a crocodile here. Do you see a crocodile somewhere around here? Do you see a crocodile here?
Did you guys notice this little croc friend?
We'll talk more about that later.
Yes.
That's the kind of crocodiles I like
Yes,
to see.
I'm okay with this one. It's the right size too.
It is. All right, so let's see. How about Goliath beetles? Goliath
Ooh, that sounds
beetles.
big.
Do you think they're pretty much just found in the rainforest? Yeah. Let me tell you just a little bit about them. They can be as big as a mouse,
Ooh,
like
wow.
4 inches long.
Wow.
Ooh, and they're the heaviest insect in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
They could carry stuff off.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're big. Okay, how about, this is probably an easy one. How about snakes? They're not just found, right? No, they're not just found in the Amazon rainforest or rainforest. There's snakes all over the place. But I've never seen an anaconda.
Ooh, no.
No, I've never
Yes.
seen an anaconda.
I've seen little snakes around my yard, but nothing too scary.
Nothing too scary, no. Okay, let's see. You mentioned one, vampire bats. Do we have those here?
I hope not.
No, I don't think we have them here, but we do have bats.
Yes.
We do have bats here, but not vampire bats. Yeah, and I bet there's somewhere else besides just in the rainforest too. Okay, this is a fun one. I wish we had these here. Sloths.
Oh, those are so fun.
So I think they're found other places too.
Yes, I think so.
So, I don't know. Anyway, I think sloths are found other places
I do
too.
too.
But not around here. They're not native to Cache Valley. I wish they were because they're so cute.
They really
They're
are.
so slow.
They're fun.
So slow. Okay, Okay, let's see. How about ants? Are they just found in the rainforest? No, you find ants everywhere, everywhere. It says they're in tropical, army ants, tropical areas and deserts, but they exist worldwide. Yeah, how about that? And then some of the other animals that were found in the rainforest that they talked about. Harpy eagles, we don't have those here. We have bald eagles and golden, I think. Howler monkeys, don't have those here. And the reason they call them howler monkeys is because they howl.
Yeah.
Spiders, tarantulas. Those are worldwide, just different varieties.
Thankfully not in Cache Valley.
Yes, yes, not that
Unless it's a pet, I guess.
How about jaguars? They're not here either, but
No.
in zoos, you know, and owls we have here, probably different kinds and varieties. And toucans, those birds with the big colorful beaks, those are so neat, yes. Oh, that was fun. Good job, you guys. Good job. All right. So, do you want to talk just a little bit about this little information kit that's in the bag that we have for you?
So when you guys grab your bags, you're gonna see this paper.
And here's what your bags look like.
This is
They're
gonna
full
be
of
really fun, you guys.
Goodies.
So it has the rainforest information that Rosie was kind of talking about, and we have a word search, and it shows the pictures of the crafts that you guys are going to be able to do this month, and a funny joke. I actually really think it's funny. And we have some more information too about the different levels, the different layers of the rainforest. So it's really cool. And the water cycle. And then also some other information that we're going to talk to you guys about in a few minutes. So this has lots of fun stuff on it. So pull that out and look it over first thing when you get your bags.
Great. Hey, should we make some crafts?
Yeah, let's do
Good.
it.
This is my favorite part.
Yes,
I
we
love making crafts.
Yeah, we love putting it together.
And love that you're going to be able to take it home and do the same thing. And
Yes.
if you miss something along the way, you can go back and watch this YouTube video and slow us down, speed us up, or go back. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So should we show them and then we can demonstrate?
Yes, let's do that. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so one thing, you guys probably can't see it super well, but is this little terrarium. You guys are going to be able to make your own. And all you need from home is a jar with a wide lid. It can be this size, it could even be bigger, but as long as it has a wide rim around it, the lid that we're giving you is going to fit on it. And then we're going to kind of show you how to put that together.
It's so cute.
Yes, they're really fun. You can just put them on your dresser or anywhere fun that you'd like to look at it. And then of course the croc. You guys have to make your own, be able to make your own little croc friend. And then what else, Rosie?
Well, you get to make a snake. This is the kind of snake that I like. And it's
Yes.
made out of a paper plate, but then you cut it around. Look at that.
Pretty awesome.
Isn't that great? And it has a little face and a little tongue. So that will be something fun. And the nice thing about these is we will give you the supplies to make these, but a lot of these supplies you might have at home. So if you want to make more with your younger brothers or sisters or older brothers and sisters or friends, you could probably make them at home as well.
You could make a whole family of snakes or crocs.
Yes, that's right. Okay, well, should we show them how to make them now?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our little croc friend. And when you guys open up your bags, you're going to see that there's a green popsicle stick that we painted for you. This little paper is going to make his teeth. And then there's a little bag that has the teeth and eyes, and then some other stuff for the snake also. So that is what you're going to need, and then the pipe cleaners for the body. So let's get started. So you're gonna take your popsicle stick and your pipe cleaner. I kind of like to find the middle of my pipe cleaner. And then you're gonna wrap it around kind of the middle part of your popsicle stick. And then what you're gonna do is just kind of wrap it, and you're kind of make kind of an X with your pipe cleaners so that your pipe cleaners are both going down. So you're just gonna keep wrapping around until it seems like that might be a good place to stop for the length that you want for your legs. And it's really however you think looks good. So I'm gonna stop right there. And then I'm gonna flip it around and do the same thing this way. So make my X, just kind of keep crossing it over each other. And if you guys have popsicle sticks at home, you could even use markers and color them, and you could even make different colored crocodiles if you wanted. So now we have the legs. If you want to make a little knees and then turn up the feet, you can kind of roll the ends to make feet if you'd like. Get creative, just however you think looks good. I'm gonna wrap it one more time. Okay, so there we have our little croc. And then what you're gonna do is take some glue, a glue stick, it could even be tape if you have tape, and you're gonna stick it right underneath there to make his sharp teeth. And then just a little tiny bit of glue for the eyes. It's kind of a goofy looking croc. And you can take a colored pencil or some markers and make little nostrils if you'd like. Just kind of make it your own little friend. And that's how you make a croc.
Alrighty, we're going to make this little snake right here. Look how fun it is. It's not a scary snake, it's a fun little snake. And you know what, you could probably even get a piece of string or something and hang that down. It would be just a little reminder of Afternoon on the Amazon. So that's a completed one. I'm just going to show you a little bit what you can do with yours. So this is the way it will look when you get it. And we've drawn on the circular motion of the snake, and that's where you will cut. But you can use anything you want to decorate your snake. So I used on that one little watercolors like this. So you could use watercolors. You could, if Mom lets you, could use markers. You could use colored pencils or crayons or any or all of those. So maybe I'll start by using some markers. And I'm just going to make some little designs kind of all over the place with these. Make some little circles. Maybe a colored pencil. I'm just gonna like this. And you know what, on the paper that we're giving you, it shows some of the ideas that you could use that we got off the internet and put on. Let's see, let's make like a little box on here. So this is kind of what you could do. Gives you a few ideas. And then you know what you could do, if you have watercolors, then you could paint over that. That always makes a really, really pretty look. Let me show you what I did on this one. Is I did use watercolors on this one, but really, really diluted watercolors. So that means that they had a lot of water in it compared to the paint. I actually got the paper plate wet, and then I put on the watercolors. Almost looks like a tie-dye if you've ever tie-dyed before. So pretend I've got that one all decorated, but I have one here that I did earlier. See that? I'm just going to show you how to cut it. Just take your scissors and be really careful with your scissors. Make sure Mom knows you're cutting with them, because you want to be as safe as possible with scissors. So you're just going to cut after you've decorated, cut around the lines here, all the way to the center. And I'm not going to put the eyes or the tongue on yet. I'm going to do all of my cutting first.
That way I don't lose the eyes and I can position them exactly where I want them to be. So do you see how I'm doing this? I'm moving the paper plate as I'm cutting. This is a really good skill to practice your cutting. And if you go outside the lines just a teeny bit, that's not a problem. I wouldn't worry a thing about that. Because even sometimes as a grown-up, I do that. And it gets kind of tricky because the snake wants to be all over the place there. Oh, look, can you see? Look, it's starting to have that kind of fun coiled look. Because we're getting down. I'm going to cut a little faster here because there's not as much to cut anymore. Almost to the end. You see I've cut outside the lines just a little bit, and I'm not going to cry about that because it just adds character to my snake. It makes it have a personality. Almost done. Almost done. And you can see that it has a head that's formed there. And then the next step, we're almost done with this. The next step is just gluing on the eyes and the tongue. And then it will be all snaky looking. Ooh, if I saw a snake like this, I would just want to look at it because I would think, ooh, it's so pretty. And I don't often look at snakes and think, oh, they're so pretty. But this one would probably make me stop and take a little peek at it. All right, there we go. That one's all cut out. And you can just put it right back there. See that? Now, just a little bit of glue for its eyes and its tongue. And I'm going to put my tongue underneath. Like this. Hold it there for just a minute. Make sure it's nice and in the right position that I want it to be in. There's an eye. I love these Google eyes. They make me laugh. They're so funny. Oops. And there's the second eye. And we've got our snake all done. How about that? So much fun.
Okay, so that brings us to the little terrarium we have. So I'm going to show you guys, in your bags, you're going to have this lid, and you're gonna have a bunch of fun. You're gonna have like a little insect or some kind of a fun rainforest creature. You're gonna have rocks, moss, and then some vegetation. There's gonna be some plants. And what you're gonna wanna do is take your ball of Play-Doh, and what I did is I rolled it up in a ball and then I kind of smashed it down in here, if you can see. But one thing I made sure is to leave some white space around the edge so that I can make sure and have room to put my jar on top. So once you get your Play-Doh in there, you can just kind of decorate it almost however you'd like and make just a little fun home for your animal or insect. And then when you're all ready, then you can just put your jar over the top, screw it on, and just put it somewhere fun to be able to see it.
Welcome back.
Hey, everyone.
So we've got some library books and we have a lot of library books in here, in our library, about rainforests and the Amazon and the planet, what we can do to help the planet. And so we just wanted to go through just a few of these, and they will be on display in the library in the front, and you can check them out.
Yeah, that will be fun to come in and see the different books. It's amazing how our world, we just know this where we live a lot of the time, but some pretty amazing places.
Yes.
So I'll start off.
Okay.
So there actually is this book about rainforests that is facts, and it was written by the author that does the Magic Tree House, which is really cool.
And it's actually a companion to Afternoon on the Amazon.
Yeah.
So it has lots and lots of facts.
Yes.
Some of the facts we talked about today came from that book.
Yeah, super cool. Then we have this book just called Rainforests. There's the Magic School Bus. Have you guys seen that show already, any of the Magic Schoolhouse books about the rainforest. That would be a fun one. Another rainforest.
Ooh, look at that frog. You see that? That's so pretty.
Oh, that is
I wonder
pretty.
if that's that poison dart frog.
Oh, yeah. I feel like the prettiest animals are the most dangerous.
Yes,
Do you feel like?
yes. And they actually said that the poison dart frog, the skin is poisonous, and it's
Ooh.
very, very poisonous.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So don't touch that guy.
Don't touch him.
This might be, I don't know, do you think that,
Ooh.
there's another cool frog? Rainforest.
This one interests me. right there.
Amazon Adventure, doesn't that look awesome? How tiny fish are saving the world's largest rainforest. That does look, sound super interesting.
So neat.
That's really cool.
And I think it's really important that we are learning a little bit about the rainforest, because we need to try and help preserve these places, because so many of the plants and animals in our whole world are found there.
Mm-hmm.
And if the rainforests are destroyed, they'll go extinct, and that's just a sad thing.
Yeah, that
Sad
is.
thing to have happen. I read one place that some of the things, the plants that are in the rainforest haven't even been discovered yet.
It's amazing.
I know, I just,
Wow,
Yeah,
I
'cause we
can't
can-
even imagine.
well, we can go outside and say, oh, that's a pine tree, or that's a
Mhm.
zinnia flower, or that's a ladybug.
Yeah,
But in the rainforest, there's some things that
Wow.
haven't been named and discovered yet.
wow.
Yes. So I have some books here, 100 Things to Know About Planet Earth. And this is a brand new book. We haven't had this for very long. But it's just very, very, it's really up to date and very new. So that's one book that will be on display as well. Protect Natural Habitats. So a habitat is where you live. My habitat is in my home and here at the library, pretty much, and in my garden. So helping protect habitats for not only us, but for living creatures everywhere. And oh, these eyewitness books are really great. And this one's on Earth.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
Isn't that great?
I
So we
love
will
those
have
ones.
all of these displayed.
Mhm.
So how can we help our environment? What's some easy things we can do to help our environment?
Yeah, let's
What
talk
do you
about
think?
that. What about taking care of your garbage, not littering? And maybe even picking up trash when you see somebody else has accidentally dropped it
Yes.
or left it out.
And maybe even reminding,
Yes.
especially your family members, oh, don't
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, it's important.
Good. How about reusing items? Like even some of the plastic items, the plastic bags that are in your kit today.
Yes, you guys are getting lots of different plastic bags.
And you could reuse those.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, in some way. Keep jewelry in the little ones,
Mhm.
or find creative ways to do that.
Yeah.
Also, you can reuse newspaper and use, one thing we really like to do, and I've noticed you too when you bring your
Mhm.
lunch, is you use containers with lids and then wash them and use them again.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of, oh, plastic bag and throw
Yes,
away.
just adding and adding to the garbage.
Mhm.
That's a great idea.
Right.
One thing you can do is recycle paper and egg cartons. I like to put egg cartons in my garden, use it kind of as like mulch.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or you can do lots of fun crafts with egg cartons. So
Mhm.
there's lots of fun stuff you can do with egg cartons.
We should do one.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Yes. Another way is you can walk or ride your bike instead of always going in the car, especially if it's just
Mhm.
locally. If you're coming to the
Oh, yeah.
library, maybe you could walk.
Oh, yeah.
If
I
you
love
live here in
libraries.
Hiram. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so far this winter hasn't been too bad. I mean, you could ride your bike during the winter so far.
Good. You could do that.
Depending on the day. Turning off the water when you're brushing your teeth. I bet you guys know to do that. Think of how much water you would waste just running the water while you're brushing your teeth. We're supposed to brush our teeth for a minute, is that
Mhm.
right? No, that's a lot of water.
That is a lot of water. That is. And to go right along with that, maybe take a shorter shower. Clean your body, yes. Wash your hair.
Yes.
But just concentrate on maybe not taking such a long shower. If you take a 10-minute shower, maybe just cut it down to 8 minutes or 9 minutes.
Mhm. Another thing you can do is turn up the lights when you're leaving rooms. Your parents would appreciate that for sure.
Yes, yes.
And not just leaving lights on around the house and just making sure you're thinking about that.
Yes. And my very favorite, grow a garden. Grow a garden.
That is so fun.
We normally have a pretty good sized garden. You have a garden as
Mhm.
well. And growing your own fruits and vegetables are always better that way. And to get out and just work in the earth, it makes you appreciate the earth a little
Oh,
bit more.
yeah.
And you know what I love to do? I always plant rows of flowers in my garden because that makes me happy. I love flowers. They also attract bees. And bees are always, always good for us, honeybees, because they pollinate the different plants
Mhm.
and they make honey. So,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Love honey.
yes.
Yeah,
There
those
you
are a few
go.
things that you can do that are really easy.
They are. Okay, let's talk just 1 second. We're just gonna show you the book for next month. Right there.
So, Sunset of the Saber-tooth. Ooh, more animals.
Ooh, it looks fun.
Yes,
It
that one looks
good.
so interesting. I'm excited to read it, and it looks cold.
It does, it
Yeah.
does look cool. We will have some of these at the front desk, and you'll be able to pick those up, and you can, remember, you can sign up, moms especially, you can sign up starting Monday for next month, for March. This has
Yeah.
been so fun.
Yes, I loved it.
Me too. Thanks you guys for showing up. This is really, really fun, and
Yes.
I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Yeah. Oh, and there's gonna be a treat in your bag.
Oh,
I almost forgot.
Oh, yes, there is a treat in here.
We can't forget a treat.
No, no. And a button too. The
Oh,
button's
yes.
adorable.
Yes.
The button is so cute. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, here's the button.
Yeah.
I'm showing that little button.
I don't know if you guys can see. You're gonna,
Oh,
there's like a little monkey on there. I wish he was holding a mango, but he wasn't, so.
And you can pick these up starting Friday,
Mhm.
the 5th. So here's your little treat. So there's some fish in there.
There's some
There's
creatures.
some worms, some creatures. These little red things could be like vines. They're really licorice.
Yeah,
But
not
just some-
snakes.
No. But some goodies there for you.
So
All
you can
right.
snack while you're crafting.
Yes. All right, see you next
See
month.
you guys.
Bye-bye.